let me see. I'm feeling pretty good about myself, like I'm living the dream. Everybody get down on the dance floor. 5, 6, 7, 8. Sugar, sugar, sugar.
Hello everyone. Yes, welcome to the today's session. Yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you are watching us. Thank you very much for joining. Don't forget to share in your timeline to the session, because when you are sharing this session, so many people are getting to join with us, and you are actually working on all the world's betterment. Thank you very much for watching. Yes, let's check on something. Yes, I got the success today. See, I got the success. How I got this? No, I didn't got any success like this, because there are lots of stoppers in your success. So here we are with John and Ahmed. John is going to share 3 stoppers to your success today, and we'll be sharing also how you can get out of them already. So yes, welcome Ahmed and John. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. I'm really excited, and today we are having not only this is an excited day for a new learning, but we have the John with us. I'm really excited. Welcome, John. We've been working. I met John in 2013, and from there he just changed my life. Trust me. And he's my mentor and also my business partner. We are doing a fantastic work around the world, and we're trying to change the people's lives and to make them successful. So today I'm sure that the session will be happening. It will be excellent for everyone. Please do take the note and do share this video with all of in your timeline, so that other people, you can help other people. So it is very important. Take the note. This is really important. As I say that he has influenced my life. He has changed many things in my life, and I'm so much grateful that he is now here to change all of your lives. So thank you, Sadia. Thank you for the opportunity. Unmute yourself. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Yes, here is John with us. John, please say hello to all of us. Thank you so much.
Assalamu alaikum. It's so lovely to be here, to be part of our meeting this afternoon in this webinar. And I'm delighted. I'm so sorry that I can't come and visit in person to Bangladesh. I have been there already 12 times, and maybe it's the unlucky number 13 that stopped me, but I was there just before the lockdown, the pandemic started 2 years ago. So mostly I'm only here online and being able to talk with you this afternoon, well, this morning for you. Today, for me, it's the afternoon. We're past 5:30 here in New Zealand. But anyway, I'm delighted to be here with you. So thank you for joining our webinar today. And today, I want to spend time to help you discover the 3 secret reasons why it is so difficult to learn the skills that you need for your career, and even better, what you can do about these difficulties. So the one thing is that the Tomorrow CEO program is probably the best way that you have to develop your career, so that you have a better chance of succeeding in your life and in your career, and that your whole life, in fact, will be a lot easier when you learn these skills. Now, that I am convinced, and I've been, as I say, I have been many times to Bangladesh and worked with not only with students and young people like you, but I have also worked with senior executives, and they have learned some of these things that if they had learned when they were younger, like you might be, their careers would have been even more successful. So,
John, yeah,
yes.
just to interrupt, a quick interrupt, and this morning I was that yesterday I went out of the city again for a sudden work, and I came back 2 in the morning, and
Yes.
and then I wake up this early morning at 7, I think 7. It's actually the 6th I wake up. I just have some time for me, and then 7 I start sending the SMS to everyone that today is the big day. So the energy, I unfortunately I see that the people they wants to change their life, but they are not excited about that something going to change. So you should do something on that also. And I'm requesting all the officials, please do text message to all of your friends or all of your team members, because this is a very important, because we take the attendance of all the officials who are actually actively working or not working, and then we have to redesign our team again. So I want to see more numbers very soon. And I know that the English is sometimes very difficult for many of you, because English is not our first language. Maybe not only because I can see that participants are from India also, participants from Nepal also joined today. So in this subcontinent, maybe English is not the first language for many of you, but still just allow few minutes so that you can adjust with the English. Your brain will start acknowledging the words, and then you can start and understand actually what's happening. So I'm requesting all the officials, all the team leaders, especially the assistant country director, the deputy country director, and the county managers, all the country coordinators, ambassadors, and the campus ambassador, please do respond to your team. Ask them to come, because this will allow you to, this is very important for, as John is here, he's the chairperson of the International Youth Summit platform. So I'm requesting everyone to, just before starting the session, please knock to all your officer. I mean that send the SMS or call them to join as soon as possible. We're going to start this event, because I'm sure this will change your life. The 3 things are very important, and this will change your life, trust me. So I want to back to Sadia to just acknowledge few names are here. Can we just acknowledge few names of the participants?
Yes,
Yeah.
sure. Thank you very much. Yes, thank you very much, Asma Khatun, Zahidul Islam, Shaheen Hussain, Chaudhry Sajeda, Mahadev Faiz, Chris Medirio, Mujahid Asaduzzaman. Thank you very much. Yes, good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much, Noor Ahmed. Nazmeen Akhtar, so many officials have been joining. Shajon Hassan, thank you for joining. Proma Shahrin, thank you. Happy morning, happy learning. Yes, it's a happy morning, and we'll be happy with learning too. Sudeep, hi. Farah,
Yeah, Sudeep
thank
from
you so
Nepal.
much. Yeah,
Sudeep just joined from Nepal. Yeah.
yes. And I can see so many people are joining from Uganda, Rwanda,
Yep.
Nepal,
Yeah.
Sri Lanka,
I also see someone
Philippines.
joined from the Philippines. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So many officials are from different countries. So
Nigeria.
yeah.
Yeah,
All right. All right. That's good. That's good. So
okay. Thank you
I
so
think,
much.
John, whenever you're ready, we can start.
Okay. Yep. That's look. I'm very happy to wait for people.
Yeah.
I know that in a number of countries this is a holiday.
Yeah.
In our country here, it's the end of the week,
Yep.
and so well. This really the session today is really about you can learn the skills that will really make a difference to your career and help you become a leader. Even one day, some of you will be, you might be a CEO. Now, I'm guessing that many people have probably had, that you might have even had attempts to learn some soft skills yourself, to develop yourself and think about your career. But the first thing I want to mention today is that if you have failed to learn some of these things in the past, it is not your fault. Now, this is very important because when people realize that some of these things are difficult and they think they've failed because there's something wrong with them, it's not your fault. It's most likely the way that you have learned to deal with difficult situations when you were growing up. Now, for many people, learning these skills began in your family of origin, and many of you are still living in your family of origin. And you have to manage both your siblings, your brothers and sisters, and your parents, and maybe other family members who live with you as well. And the two main ways that families have of sorting out difficulties is to fight with one another and argue, or to run away and be quiet. Now, this is the familiar fight-flight response, which is an essential survival response that is still active in you today, and it can operate anytime when you feel that you're under threat. Now, this is one of the big challenges, even in developing your career and in developing your emotional intelligence. And if you've been concerned in the past that you couldn't possibly learn these difficult, challenging skills for whatever reason, I want to put those fears to rest today. You can do this. You just need to learn to trust new ways of learning, overcome doubt about yourself, and disregard the negative messages that you might get from people around you. So the good news is that you can learn these important life skills in a very simple way. And although it is simple, it also requires you to be willing to transform, to change, which is why it requires training, practice, and coaching to really get this. So when you think about what it is that we are learning, there are some people who might want you to believe that high levels of academic achievement are only the things that are only needed. Now, while academic success is very helpful, it may not help you the way that you learn to interact with other people and build your career. You learn something about your specialty, but you don't necessarily learn a lot about people and about career. So success comes from learning about EQ, emotional intelligence, and what we sometimes call soft skills. Although they're not that soft, often they're very hard to learn, but that's what we teach. And this is why we call this program Tomorrow's CEO Training. But there are very simple things that you can learn to do that will help you, and that you can do to gain these life skills that you will need to succeed in your career and in life generally. Now, let me just check with you, Shadia and Ahmed. Am I coming across clearly enough? Can people understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
Could
yes,
you
you
just
are.
check that?
Yes.
All right. Is there any coaching that you can give to me that would make me even clearer?
We can ask the audience what they are thinking.
Yes,
Are they clear about this? Can we just interact with the audience?
good
Can
idea.
you? Yeah, exactly. And I'm requesting all the officials just write your name or your designation, and also just write down like whether you can understand what John is saying. Is it the language is okay? English is, because the accents are sometimes different, and of course the Australian, New Zealand accents a little bit different than the UK British and also the USA English. So yes, Summer says it's loud and clear. Thank you so much. Okay. Um,
Yes.
yes, I'm sure
John.
the time you will spend here today, it will definitely it will be a huge thing for everyone. Like it will help you to understand what is the challenge we have, and that are the barrier for our career. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Back to you.
Good. I'm glad I just checked that out. And I'm sure if I end up going too fast later on, somebody will write in and you will let me know.
Sure.
Please do interrupt. So that's what we are here for in this webinar. How good would it be if you had the skills to advance your career, to be successful with managers, with employers, with colleagues, as well as the people who are close to you in your life? Now, what if you could say or do the right thing, like writing your CV, speaking plain English well, organizing your life, maintaining your motivation, even when you have setbacks, as well as setting personal goals and career goals? And furthermore, what if you can have practical experience of influencing people for good? What if you could build a community of committed people around you who are also interested in building their careers and achieving their personal goals? By doing this, you'll be able to show your future employers that you have the ability to be highly motivated, that you can influence others, that you can achieve goals set by you or by others. And I know that you can make a huge difference if you learn the skills and practices for becoming a leader in tomorrow's world. So, my goal in this webinar is to help two types of people. The session is for you if you're interested in developing your career personally, whether you are new and want to know how to gain confidence in building your own career, or you've been working for a while and you want to see how you can upskill, especially given the increase of pressure in this crazy pandemic world. Isn't it crazy? Now, you will see how you could gain skills that will help you in your career, and that you would have skills to relate to other people and difficult situations that could otherwise prevent you from moving forward in your career. And the second type of people this webinar is for those of you who want to gain practical experience of leadership. You want to build and motivate a team and gain confidence in dealing with these challenges. You will see how this training can assist you becoming a practical leader that you can show to future employers when you are applying for jobs or seeking promotion. It will give you confidence in your professional development. And as you do this, you will also, even better, be able to earn some income. Now, the only way that you can develop your career is to develop your emotional intelligence. This is not just a theoretical statement. It needs to be practical. Now, most of the studies that you do at university are theoretical. If they are practical, such as engineering or chemistry, for instance, they are practical with things, not with people. And the courses, they don't teach you how to manage the world of personal relationships, how to build your self-confidence, how to present yourself to an employer, how to communicate with others, especially in these highly emotional situations that occur both in the workplace and at home. The distinctive thing about the Tomorrow CEO program is that it does focus on these topics and how you bring yourself and your academic learning into the workplace, how you present yourself, how you keep motivated to achieve your career goals, how you can manage your own feelings and how to manage other people, and how you organize your life so that you have time and energy spare for good living. So the learning is transformational, not just information. That is, it does require a change in thinking, change in feeling, and a change in behavior, the way you act. And the only way you can really learn this emotional management at this stage is through a program like the TCEO program. So, how come I'm teaching this? How come I'm talking to you today all the way from New Zealand, and can I offer you something that will make such a big difference in your life? Well, I've learned this through personal experience too. Let me tell you briefly about this. About 8 years ago, I met Mr. Ahmed when he was living here in Wellington, New Zealand. When he heard what I teach and what I've been training in for the last 20 years, he invited me to visit Bangladesh to offer my training program. I wasn't sure that my program could help anybody other than New Zealanders. But I went anyway because I wanted to visit Bangladesh, and that I'd heard a lot about, especially when I was a young man in the 1970s and the whole war of independence was going on. Now, when I arrived at the airport in Dhaka, my first impressions was this is a very different country and I wouldn't have anything to share. I guess it's like many other countries that people are tuning in from, the Philippines and Nepal and Sri Lanka and so on. But then we visited universities and businesses, and I met and listened to students and business executives. I found out that the issues that people faced in Bangladesh were almost the same as people in New Zealand. And that then the training that I offered was very relevant to people's career and personal development. And since then, as I said, I've visited already 12 times, but we've also arranged many of our other trainers. We've had over 30 trainer visits with other trainers that we teach, and we know that what we teach is highly relevant to your situation. And I'm enthusiastic about continuing to offer this training that will help your career development in this online program to start with. So since the COVID pandemic, we've not been able to visit other countries. Certainly in New Zealand, we have been able to leave, but we wouldn't been allowed back because we've had our borders closed. But we have been talking with many young people like you to see what's holding you back. And from these conversations and online meetings, we have developed the TCEO program. We've listened to the challenges that you have had in lockdown and the lockdown you've been in. We've also heard of the challenges in getting a job, especially when there are so many applicants and not many jobs. I mean, this is a huge challenge, isn't it? And we've heard how difficult it is for you to show that you have some work experience when applying for jobs, when many of the jobs that you did previously as a part-time work have ended because of the COVID pandemic. And that's why we have developed this program that will offer you many of these opportunities. Now, this training really gets to grips with developing your career in a practical way. It's not just theory, but how do you actually do this in your life now? Now, not only has this training worked for me, but it's worked for senior bank executive who attended one of our programs in Dhaka a couple of years ago. And I spoke to him in my last visit. And I asked him, I said, tell me what you've learned so far from the programs that you've done. And he said he had learned something that really changed the way he related to people in his office. He was quite a senior executive. He had maybe 40 people under him. And the way he had learned in the past to be an executive was for him to be very aloof and not to talk to people. And so he would walk in to the office every morning. That this is what his managers had already taught him from the time he began. And he would walk in and everybody would sort of say, good morning, sir, good morning, sir, good morning. And he wouldn't say much at all. He would just walk straight through to his big office at the end of the room. And then from our training, he realized that he did not know how to relate to his staff. And when he realized that what that was doing, even to the business, he changed based on what he learned in this program. And when he changed, the whole office changed. He said that within 1 month, the people became very positive towards one another. And the very simple thing that he did and the change that he made was that every morning, instead of walking in and being very aloof and being the boss, he walked in and he spoke to people and he said first, "Good morning. How are you today? How's your family? Good morning. Good morning." Very simple things. But if he hadn't done our course, he would not know this. He would still be walking in there and all the staff would be fearful of him. And what he realized, that simply by learning how to relate to these people, he changed the whole environment that they worked in. And there was better productivity. People were more happy with each other and they gave much more in their work and they enjoyed their work. So this was one example of how somebody can change and in this work. Now, so the what we want to look at though is that what we're dealing with is this transformation learning, and this is the kind of learning that will allow you to upgrade the way that you think, the way that you feel, the way that you act about your own professional development. This will allow you to gain new skills for getting a job, advancing your career, and living a better life with your parents, your friends, your husband or wife when the time comes. What I'd like to focus on now is related to the transformation learning and the 3 subtle stoppers that get in the way of you learning these things for yourself. And we're going to have a look, first of all, secret stopper number 1. And this is you don't believe that you can learn these things online. All this training is limited. How can it possibly be life-changing? And you either have it or you don't. And haven't you learned enough at university? And what can this kind of academy offer? So that would be stopper number 1. Secret stopper number 2 is the internal messages that you get that get in the way of you making change. And they could be the language and the messages that you tell yourself. I've never been good at this kind of thing. I'm a timid person. I don't have patience. I've lost my confidence. I'm afraid of saying the wrong thing. These kinds of things. And then there's secret stopper number 3 are the external reasons that stop you from learning. You might say, I can't afford to pay. I don't have any money. It takes too much time. My parents don't believe in this kind of thing. They won't support me. Or the people I will meet in business will not respond to this approach that I might learn. They might not appreciate it. So, those are 3 big stoppers. Let's have a look at them in a little bit more detail so that you can work to overcome these. Because if you get rid of those barriers, those things that are stopping you, this means you've got a better chance of moving forward in your career. And how can you learn these important skills online or in any group context? So the stopper number 1 is you don't believe that the way we would deliver this training would work. Let me tell you a quick story. My whole life, I have worked with groups of people. I've taught in schools. I've worked in universities with groups of people. I've been trained as a psychodramatist, that is a group worker. I'm always working in a room. I originally set up my own training program for in-room training, and that works very well. However, I belong to a training and development association here in New Zealand, and I meet many colleagues who were developing online training. And I got interested. I wondered if I could bring the same dynamic that I had established in the training room into an e-learning context, into online learning. And I worked with an award-winning designer at she had won awards at our conferences, and we pushed the boundaries of the authoring tools that they used. And I still wasn't sure if it would work, but it did. And part of this is that most training programs have embraced an academic way of working, and it's been a drastic mistake. What we want is these practical ones. Now, what happened was when some people started using the program that wasn't so academic but was really practical, then I got this feedback. And this was from her name is Wendy Baker. She's the director of the New Zealand Coaching and Mentoring organization. You might read this, or it might be small. Let me read it. She said, "I purchased your tough online course and I'm really thrilled with it. I'm particularly impressed with the pedagogy, the sound delivery, and the overall high quality of the product. I'm especially impressed as a colleague and I have looked for lots of courses from all over the world, and we reckon that yours is a standout on all fronts." Now, that was fantastic to get her to say that. I didn't ask for that testimonial. And then there was a hospital that had been using this an online program that I developed because their staff were having difficulty relating to disturbed patients. And again, out of the blue, I got this message from, I need to read this, from one of the nurses. And he said, "This course is by far the best de-escalation course I have seen. My congratulations to the people who put it together. It needs to be compulsory with regular updates." Now, so these are people who have learned and have learned a huge amount from online courses. So this is really in case you are wondering whether these courses work. And this hospital in New Zealand that used this program, they also did some evaluation. And they, from the first 50 people that did the course, they wanted to know if they were gaining more confidence. And you might see on the screen there that the graph showing, Ahmed, if you put that, if you put up that share screen, is that showing there? To begin with, the blue line is the how people felt before they did the course, and then the deep red color is after the course. The two things to notice there is that the blue line there, oops, I've just where people were not confident at all, there was nearly 17% of people said they weren't confident about dealing with difficult people. After the course, there was nobody who said they weren't confident. What's more, the people who said they were quite confident before the course, there were 33, nearly 34% said that they were quite confident, but after the course, there was 73% said that they were quite confident. What that told me is that and I'll just do that, is that online learning works. And I've brought some of the same skills and quality that I've got in my original program, which actually you're going to get a chance to see as well, to all of what we are doing in the TCEO program. So you're probably thinking, right, well, but all training is limited. How can it be life-changing? Well, it is life-changing, especially if you begin to use the skills that you're taught. You don't just learn this by listening to a lecture, but with the supporting live sessions that we provide, you will have a chance to ask questions and be supported. Now, you might be wondering, what can you learn online? This can't be as good as learning at a lecture. Well, in fact, you can learn a great deal online, especially when we have several interactive programs, and research shows that this kind of learning is very effective. Now, some people might also say that you are born with these personal skills. You either have it or you don't. Well, and you can't learn them. Nobody could teach them. Well, this is not the case. We've been working in this area of training now for over 20 years, both Ahmed, Buddy, and myself, and several others of our trainers. And for me, I've seen so many people learn these soft skills that have really made a difference to their careers. Now, you might also be wondering if this program is just about teaching a lot of theory that you could get from any book. Well, there are certainly lots of ideas that we will give you, but most important is that you will get practical opportunities. Not only is the English language course practical, talking with others in an easy, relaxed way, but even more importantly, you'll get a chance to lead others in your team and become part of a real business. And now, another thing is you might worry that this program will take a lot of time. Well, yes, it will. And you have a lot of time to do it. You have a whole lifetime of access. You can learn skills that might not be relevant right now, next year or the year after, but you don't have to do it all at once. So now I've shown you how you can, in fact, use online learning, particularly with interactive programs that we have and live sessions where you can ask questions to make the kind of changes where you need to be for increased confidence in building your career and gaining experience for others. So there's all those you may be wondering ideas. Whew, take a breath now. And are there any significant questions or comments coming through, Ahmed and or Shadia, that you can tell me? No, are you coming online? No. All right.
Yes, yes, yeah, we are here. Yeah.
Yeah. Are there any questions that I can answer quickly?
John, I think one call is how to want to know the balancing, because you know that people are now, they have to study, they have to do other things, and then they have to learn the skills. So I just found one question: how to know how to do the balancing of your skills. Yeah. Or of your, sorry, the balancing of the time to learn the skills. Yeah.
Lovely. Yeah, that's a really important question, because everybody does have so much to do, don't they? You know, I'm sure you have a lot to do just in your house where you're staying right now, where you live. The good thing about this program is that you can do it at your own pace. Everything is recorded. All the live sessions are recorded, and we have a vault that you can go back to. I'll talk about this in a bit later. And you can see just how, so you don't have to do it. It's not like a university semester where you've got to put in assignments and by a certain date and have an exam at the end of the year. So you can do this training in your own time. And if you're very busy, you just do a little bit. And if you're not so busy, when you've got some time off, then you can do more. So does that explain that? So interactive, stopper number one, interactive online learning really works because you can do it in the time that you want to do it. Plus, you learn practically by leading. Right, let's have a look at stopper number two, and that is these internal messages, the messages that you tell yourself you can't do this for whatever reason.
John.
Yes.
Sorry, can we just go back to the stopper number one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just, yeah. Yep. Can you just slowly again, just for them to just understand what?
Well,
one more time. One more time. Can you repeat? One more time. Can you repeat the stopper number one?
Right.
Yeah.
So stopper number one is the doubts you might have about online training, or any training, but online training. That will stop you. And so you might say all training is limited. Well, and so, can it be transformational? Well, the answer to that is no. This training does transform it. It's only limited really by the chance that you have to try new things. And the second, what can you learn online? Well, you can learn a huge amount. In fact, there's many research shows that you can put more into a small amount of time when you learn online than you do when you do face-to-face training. Now, another doubt you might have is that the skills, particularly these soft skills, you're either born with it or you're not. Well, we know from our experience that you can learn these things, and that's what I've been teaching for more than 20 years, just only in the corporate world for 20 years, but before that. So you can learn these things. It's not just a question of are you born with it or not. And then, can you get the same from a book? Well, you can learn good theory from a book. But what we're wanting to teach you also is how to put this theory into practice. And then this other one, how much time does it take? Well, it takes a lifetime, actually. So, yes, some of the courses do take time to do, but you do them at your own pace. There's nobody saying you must have everything finished by the end of the semester. This is lifetime learning. And I'll tell you a story a bit later about lifetime learning. I mean, I'm a lifetime learner myself, and I've been learning even just how to run a webinar. And here I am, I'm 70 years old, still learning. So that's why I can learn these things online.
Yes.
Does that answer,
Yeah.
Ahmed?
Yes.
Yes.
Just a quick support on the statement what John make. I'm just saying to everyone, the thing is, like, the world is changing, right? When, like, back in 50 years, it's all everything was bookish, but you can see that suddenly the COVID is coming, and we all are jumped to the new learning platform. And this is might be new for Asia's country, but you can see that New Zealand is, as I say always, that we are, unfortunately, the Asia is actually, I can see the clear difference between the progress. Like, it's still 10 years back. We all feel challenged when the new things are come, and we don't want to adopt the things. If you don't adopt, you'll be absolute, like, you'll be vanished from the change. Like, if you cannot catch the train on time, you'll be losing. So this is the thing, that the new learning is online learning, and it's very easy to learn. Only the things you need to commit yourself, that's, and remove the doubts that I cannot do it. Once you remove the doubt, and once you commit yourself that yes, I can change everything, and it will automatically work your brains, and your brain will motivate you to start taking the new actions or steps. Thank you, John.
Thank you. Great. So, well, let's think about now the secret stopper number 2. So that was secret stopper number 1 was about your doubts about the program, or about how you can learn. The secret stopper number 2 really is what your messages that you give to yourself. And some of these messages might be, I've never been any good at this kind of thing. My culture discourages this way of talking. I'm a timid person. I don't have patience. I've lost my confidence. I'm afraid of saying the wrong thing, or I'm too conservative to make these changes. I'm set in my ways. So I'd like to share 3 stories of people who have made a difference. And the first one here is from Annapurna. And here's what she has written. The WSDA training has helped my mental strength, she says. Training about self-motivation, self-satisfaction, and improvement changed my mindset about myself. She said, I was very confused about what I want to be, but after the trainings, I am totally clear about my mission and visions. The most I learned from WSDA is skill development, how to develop your every move, how to talk, how to behave, how to show respect to others, even how to eat properly in a table. Also, the speaking skills, leadership, enjoying life, everything. WSDA has changed my life, she says. Isn't that lovely? Now, so that's one story. Now, the next one comes from Sezon, and he says, I joined WSDA in 2021 as a participant. This was the first stage of the pandemic period. University was off, he said. I was really bored and kind of depressed about my life. Also, I was really disappointed in myself. I did a session named Personality Conflicts, taken by Ahmed and Kathy Shepherd, one of our trainers here in New Zealand. At the end of the 1.5 hour program, I said, wow, I was looking for some life-changing motivations to improve my mental situation. Believe me, that changed my life, he said. I was a boy who was blank about his life and found a new hope, a new dream to live, a new way of finding our capabilities. WSDA and the training sessions, the learning made me what I am today. So thank you from Cezanne for that there. And the third one, if you just bear with me, is another lovely story. And this is from Shadia, our very own. The most valuable achievement since the last 2 years has been my skills development, she said. I was a person who was barehanded with many certificates, but no job, no experience, and no confidence. Now I work in the top management. Yes, I am the one who has improved herself with the skill development trainings of WSDA New Zealand and IYS. I joined all the online training I could, namely time management, effective communication, and networking, emotional intelligence, assertiveness, career planning, financial stability, corporate etiquette, self-discipline, self-education, and so on. She said, today I am a confident human being with more broadened vision and much clearer perspective of my own. I know how to best utilize my time, how to think in a more concrete way, and also check on what can be my development steps day by day. I better understand financial management. I'm more careful about my health and well-being. Yes, I am a product of IYS and WSDA. I confidently recommend all the youth all over the world to join the TCEO program, not only as a social network, but also as skills development powerhouse for all. So thank you to those three people for sharing. We have had many, many more people who have shared their stories with us and their success. So you may be wondering further about some of these messages that you give yourself. You might think that you've never been good at personal development. Well, let me just take for a moment, part of this is that you think you've never been good at personal development is because you've never been shown how to manage these moments. You might have been told you have to do your best or progress or study hard to succeed. But being told something is not enough. You really need to learn this and practice it, to learn what are the actual steps you need to do to progress. How do you study hard? How do you do your best? And this is what this TCEO program offers. Now, most of us learn from kids fighting or squabbling, which I've already mentioned. So you've not had that training, which is why you're not so good at it. So some also might say, so that's I've never been good at personal development, but you've never been taught. Now, some might say that this is not my culture, and my culture discourages this way of talking. I used to think that too, especially when my first degree that I studied in university was anthropology. We studied how cultures were very different from each other. But over the last 50 years, I've been working with people from many different cultures in many different countries, and I realize that the same dynamic occurs and how liberating this training is, while still allowing for you to show appropriate respect. Oh, hang on. Where have I gone now? No, I've gone the wrong way. Sorry there for a minute. So when you say this is not my culture, it is respectful of culture, and you learn a lot about international culture. So so that's the first kind of one of the self-doubts. You might also say that you're a timid person, and you think of yourself as a timid person, and you tell yourself you're a timid person, and that this training wouldn't help you. And what timid people find is that they can learn to stay present, to calm down and speak clearly when someone, like their manager or their parent, is talking to them and is upset, and even when they're shouting. So you don't have to change and become super assertive, but you can learn just to stay with somebody, and you can learn a lot more about this confidence. Now, another one might be saying, I don't have the patience to learn. And especially for a whole lifetime. Now, or maybe even you can't be bothered learning. Now, many participants think like this at the start, and they know that their impatience stops them staying with the plan that they have developed to make a good career. And they don't know how to make the changes that will help them the most. And so you can learn patience. This is really a part of emotional intelligence. And then you realize just how freeing this is, and you can have fun, and you can have many personal benefits from learning this. Another part there is that you might say you've lost your confidence, and it's not worth trying to learn new techniques. Maybe you'd just better stay back at home in your room. Now, in our evaluations, so many people report that they have gained confidence from doing this training. The three that we just I shared with you before, them gaining their confidence was huge. So even if you are a quiet, shy person, that doesn't mean you can't live a very full life, build a successful career, and learn these important skills. And then so that's, if you lack confidence, this is exactly the program for you. And then the final little point here that I'd like to share with you is that if you are worried and have self-doubts about saying the wrong thing, making mistakes, and one of the objections that you might come up with is, in your own mind, is this fear of saying the wrong thing, of getting it wrong. And you already know what problems that saying the wrong thing can cause. And that's understandable. Sometimes it is difficult when you say the wrong things, isn't it? And of course, you won't always get it right. No one can. But we do teach what you can say after you have said the wrong thing, so that your mistakes turns into a positive experience for the other person and helps them to calm down. So you can learn from your mistakes. Only at university, mistakes are not welcome, because then you get a low mark. But in this kind of training, you learn most from your mistakes. So the idea of being afraid of making a mistake is a limiting story that you tell yourself that will stop you from learning. So I've touched on several ways that you can secretly stop your desire to learn and how to build your career because of this, the way that you talk to yourself. You don't have to believe the many messages that you have internalized about your ability to learn and develop a strong personal identity. Isn't that awesome? Where you can actually change the way you think so that you can believe much more positive stories about yourself, and you don't believe these negative messages that you might have been giving yourself for a long time, and even other people might have given you, that you are now starting to believe. So how awesome would it be if you could just change the way that you do hear those messages in your mind and disregard the ones that stop you from developing and learning how to develop your career. And then we'll come on to secret stopper number 3. So you don't have to believe everything you say, but secret stopper number 3, and this can be a big one, can't it? I mean, you might know this. And that is, there are too many external reasons why you can't learn to apply what you do learn about building your career. You might say, oh, my parents can't afford, or my parents can't afford to pay. My parents don't believe this kind of things. They won't support me in it. They only really would support me going to university. Or if I learn these things and go and work in a business or in a company somewhere, they would not appreciate this. Well, let me tell you that each of those things can be addressed, that you don't want to let the external stories prevent you. Thinking about this, the companies that I want to work for would not appreciate this. Now, in all my visits to Bangladesh, I have met with CEOs and heads of human resource managers, as well as recruitment people, and many line managers as well. Now, one of these CEOs in particular, I remember, said to me, he said, when I started my career, I thought that because I had excellent marks at university, I would be a success. He said, very quickly, I realized that I was struggling to survive in the corporate world. And he found every possible course that he could to do to improve his emotional intelligence, as well as learning soft skills and career development. And now he says, the people that I want in my organization must have high levels of emotional intelligence. They need to have a clear vision of what they want for their career, and they need to have the skills to achieve that. I don't want to have to teach this to people that I employ. So when you turn up to a business and you've already developed these qualities, you will be a very attractive candidate for them. And this is why we teach the TCEO program. We want you to learn these skills to develop your emotional intelligence, your EQ, and be an attractive person to the job. And you can see in this slide that I have up here, if you share the screen there, Ahmed, that for the competencies, 67% of the competencies that were deemed essential for effective performance were emotional competencies. This was from a big research project that was done. And this is what employers now are saying. What we want is somebody who's got emotional intelligence, who can take initiative. They know how to communicate, especially around difficult topics. And so they don't want people who can't do that. And this is why Daniel Goleman, who wrote the book called Emotional Intelligence, says that IQ takes second position to EQ in determining outstanding job performance. So that's That's one of the external things, that you believe you won't be accepted in a business, or other people won't appreciate what you have learned. Well, I can assure you that not only would they appreciate it, they will notice it, because you will present yourself in a different way, and they will say, this is what we need most, on top of whatever your particular qualification is. Now, another another external barrier that you've got for this training is that there's no money for the training. And this is, I mean, it's always a major challenge, isn't it? That it's true that some of you simply don't have the money right now. You may have had a part-time job before COVID, but now you can't get any work. And this is very tough. And I do feel for you for that. Money is very difficult to come by. However, the challenge is to find what little money you do have, to put it away into a savings account until you have enough to join the program. That's one of the things. But for most of you who have parents, if you have parents who are working, there will be some money around somewhere. They may not have a lot of money, but there is still some there. And your parents are very interested in your development. So this is the other part now. So what I would encourage you to do is to have these conversations with your parents about this. One person I know didn't have much money. They thought they would never be able to do the course they wanted. Instead of just asking for free money from their parents, they offered to do some work around the house. It was menial work, a work that servants might otherwise do, but it showed their parents that they were serious about wanting to do the course. So their parents gave them the money for the work that they did. And this, and helping to keep the house tidy, they soon had enough money to enroll and to boost their career. Others can take a loan. Their parents, they can say, could you give me a loan of the money that's required? And this kind of work is also, but doing the work and taking a loan and having responsibility for the money that it costs is very good for you, because it means that you will be more committed to learning. Another one of these external reasons why you might not do this training is that you might say, my parents, they don't believe in this kind of thing. They won't support me. And this is often a challenge, and it might be a challenge for you. So it's even more reason actually for you to do the program, because one of the important things that you will learn in the TCEO program is how to have difficult conversations. You don't always need your parents to support you in everything you do. The same with your managers. They won't always support you. They may not have learned how to have good conversations themselves. I know that my parents didn't, but I had to learn these things anyway. My parents were very much of the old school. And so it was very difficult for me learning how to have some of these conversations with them. But this is why the program is so important. The main idea here is just to do it. Pay for yourself, even if that means you have to save a little money that you have. Be determined to keep doing the course. Learn these skills that not only will help you in your career, but also in the way that you talk with your parents. Or for some of you, will be, how do you talk to your future parents-in-law? Imagine that, if you were able to have these good conversations. And I've worked with a number of people, particularly in Asia, where this is a real big issue. Now, another thing that's not up there, but this idea that it takes too much time. This can be an external barrier that you think will stop you from learning these skills to be a really good leader, and that it takes so much time. Now, and Ahmed, you brought this up before, that people are very busy. How can you do this? And This learning is self-paced, as I mentioned before. That is, you do it at your pace. You do it when you can, but if you do little bits by little bit every day, if you do 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 15 minutes of this learning over a month, 30 days, you've already covered several hours of learning. Plus, when you do it in little bits, you are able to practice the new things that you learn. And this really is actually a very good way to learn. So, and I said for myself that here I am, I'm 70 years old. I had my birthday last month, 2 months ago now. Gosh, time flies. And I'm a constant learner. And so if you think it's going to take you 5 years, if you do this learning and it takes you 5 years to learn, and then if you don't do the learning, what's it going to be? You're still going to live for another 5 years, and you'll get to those 5 years and you wouldn't have learned these things that could make so much difference for you. The other story that I can tell you about this is with my wife, Sally. She shared a communication that she had with a colleague of hers who's 82 years old. She's an activist. She spends a lot of her time writing and lobbying government about, particularly about climate change. And she said she was introducing my wife to a new social media platform called Discourse, some of you might know about. But she wrote this. She said, I'm already quite active on Twitter, and my handle is Deirdre. I use TweetDeck, which helps me keep focused and doesn't waste time. Also, I've started on Reddit, where I've started a subreddit called Degrowth Aotearoa New Zealand. I rarely post to Facebook other than to the groups. She actually runs 2 very active and large groups. And I use Messenger for family a lot. Now, if she's 82 and learning these things, you might say she's running out of time, but she's fully involved, and so can you be. So anyhow, she's also very active. She's writing a book on economics, studying it at the same time and writing a book. All right. Well, you might think that this won't work for you because no one will back me up and you don't have the money and so on. And besides, but we know that you can. There are ways to get money. There are ways to earn money. There are ways that you can even get a loan from your parents, and that when you get your first job, you say this was going to help you get a job, you are able to pay them back. I've uncovered a number of these external secret stoppers, and you can see that they will only be a barrier to your professional development if you let them. So,
John,
yes.
can we just pause here for a
Yep.
few minutes and we can have just some chit chat? And meanwhile, I'm requesting Sadia to just drop the attendance form right now. So that
Okay.
we can
Yes.
quickly.
Thank you so much.
That's a good time to stop.
Yeah. So guys, I think you can. I'm just want to just pop up one comments here. A lot of ideas make creative and not, but just because of my lack of confidence, I could not share them because I thought, what will others say and think? But now I know I have to do things for myself, even if don't know what I'm doing is right or wrong. Thanks a lot. You can see that even a simple webinar can change your mindset and think you able to give you the guidance to able to think in a different way. So this is what, like, we're just presenting a simple webinar, and we're just focusing on the few things that actually what you need to do, and never limit your beliefs that you cannot do it. And especially in Asia, what I see mostly, like, people think themselves, I am poor. The more you think yourself I'm poor, it will become permanent thing in your mind, and you never going to overcome this attitude that you always believe in poor. So what happened to the poor people, they actually invest on the materialistic thing. That's mean the phone, the watch, some dresses, so that the other people can think they are rich people. But on the other hand, what the rich people, the wealthy people, I'm not saying the rich people, I'd rather say the wealthy people, they do invest on themselves. They develop their skill set so that they can do better and better and better in their career. What I also found that in most of the students think that after completing the university, I'm gonna get a job because the university will trust me in this scenario. After the COVID, during the COVID, so many of my friends actually they lost their. I said so many times, especially they are because they are asking job from me, and we are the same age because they don't have that kind of strong skill set so that they can get or they can secure their job. So it is very painful when you see that some of your own age are looking at this stage, they lost their job and they're asking help or they're asking money on and off to you that to help them so that they can have the living. So sometimes supporting is different thing, but when you know a person who has some sort of education from the similar kind of university but now is struggling to secure job or lost their job, it is very painful. So I'm requesting everyone to just understand this very basic thing um, that the more you invest on you, it will give you the return. But if you invest on the materialistic thing like the phone, the going somewhere for hangout, that's important. But spending time on things that actually not that might have you some relaxing time for a few minutes, and afterwards you start believing, oh, I don't have the money. But you will just spend your money for something that is actually not giving you the return. So these are the very important in Asian culture. We all face the same thing. It's also the similar thing as John said that I also travel so many countries and I work in 3 different continents. So I know the cultures as almost as similar in the young things. But they always think that they have money for entertainment, they have money for movie, they have money for hanging out the friends, they have money for buying clothes, buying expensive mobile phones, but they don't have money for developing, invest on themselves for their career development. So this is very challenging. But anyway, we have something very special is coming. So John, back to you.
Thank you. Yes, there's really important things there that you're pointing out there, Ahmed. So let me ask you a question. Who is excited about and who is swamped by all the things that I've? You might even just put in the chat, excited or swamped. Could you write that? Write that now. You might even just put E or S. Might make it even simpler. And
I'm wondering where is our host? Host is not encouraging other people.
Yes, I'm here, sir. Yes, whoever is excited, write A. Okay, everyone. Yes, thank you for joining.
Right.
Yes, you have been doing the
E.
attendance. Yes.
E,
E,
E or A, yeah.
Yeah.
silent.
And
Yeah, do E. Okay, do E. Meherin binte Mehedi, Atikul Haq, Bardis Banna, excited definitely. Yes, we are excited too. Thank you so much. Please do comment whether you are whenever you are doing the attendance. Yes, we are still opening the attendance, and also do comment. Okay, lots of E with us. Yes, thank you so much. Shayon Shahanil, Bardis Vanna, Lamia, Zareen, Bardis Vanna, yes, Shihab. Yes, everyone is very excited. And yes, we are
great.
excited too.
Well, Ahmed, you might put the screen
Right.
up
Sorry. Yep.
if you
Yep.
if you
Yeah.
just
Sadia,
put
can you
my
just read this
oh
comment?
yeah,
Then I go to the.
sure.
Yeah.
Yes. Sure, sure. From Wazda, Muhammad Miraz Khan says, from Wazda and IYS, I learned what backwardness I have. Here I found a lot of members who have great experience in profession and they are far good enough from me. without joining here, I cannot know this that I'm good enough. I'm not good enough. Thanks, Wasda and IYS. Thank you, Mehraj, for sharing with this.
Thank
Yes.
you.
And
Well,
and I'd love to
yes,
share that there are lots of comments. In the meantime, we have not been able to read because the session is going on. There are lots of feedback from all the officials and participants, and we are really, really, really grateful that we have Wasda and IYS have done something, not something actually. I can see from the comments that we have done really great enough for all of you, and we are relentlessly doing this. And thank you, John and Ahmed sir, for doing this relentlessly every time.
thank you. It's lovely. Well, could I take? I mean, one of the things about it's great that people are excited. And if you put
Yeah.
the screen up on full too now,
Okay.
um, because the other part of about it is that I have said a lot, and you might is too much information all at once. So it's a little bit like that little girl trying to have a drink from a big fire hose. Um, that sometimes there's a lot of information, and that's one of the good things about being able to take your time. But um, if so, here's a simple question: if we neutralized stopper number one by seeing how online learning can be very effective, and if we overcome stopper number two by realizing that you can counteract the negative internal dialogue that you have and telling yourself a story about your ability to learn, um, and that if we were able to overcome stopper number three by trusting that future employers do want people with practical leadership skills, that your parents will eventually see the value of this, even if they don't now, and that actually you can overcome those barriers and you can find the money by not spending it on other things, then do you think that you could benefit from learning how to develop your career, build a network of others who could do the same so that you had the support and the encouragement and the motivation? Now, so that's the question, really. If we can overcome, and I've given you lots of reasons why you can overcome stopper number one, stopper number two, stopper number three, then do you think you could benefit from this training? Um, so let's have a look now. If I can just take the last several minutes of this webinar to tell you something about what we are offering here. Can I take a few more minutes of your time? It must be getting close to 12 o'clock. That's just about the right time it is. Let me have a look. This is what you're going to get in the program. The TCO, there's 24 vital skills for leadership, and that'll be taught by Mr. Barry. As you know, he's a great teacher, and many of the other tutors from New Zealand will join him online for some of these sessions. And then there are 15 bonuses that we've developed. We've put together a huge program that we're offering to you. Now, oh, look, there he is there. You might, so there'll be him, plus we've got the WSDA trainers from New Zealand. These are all very, very experienced trainers, and they've all visited Bangladesh. They know the situation, and they know other parts of Asia as well, and even other parts of the world. So you'll be getting really good trainers for that. And then, so part of that vital skills there, there's a whole lot of things. How to self-manage, getting clear about your purpose, setting goals, time management, self-discipline, positive thinking for a better future, kindness and empathy, managing stress, changing your habits, dealing with destructive feelings, self-reliance, optimism, being assertive, body language, personal branding, health and food, corporate etiquette. So there's a whole lot of things that you can learn in that course. We haven't got time but you can see these online and read more about them. Now, and just from those stories that those three people shared with us earlier, that they have learned these things and these things have made a big difference to them. So when you think about the value that they're going to, you might think that those people are different from you. I'll just leave that there for a minute. They live in different parts of the country, or they have a different family life, or they're older than me, or they're younger than me. We've even more examples than these three of people who have benefited. We've delivered this training for chief executives themselves, who are already, they are today's chief executives, have sat in on our course and learned something from it. And so we know this program works for people who are beginning their studies at university, those who are about to finish university, those who are already working. And we've been delivering this training now in Bangladesh, certainly for over 8 years, in Malaysia, Singapore, Sri Lanka, Nepal, other countries. So we know it works. All right. Now, you might be thinking, and so here's what, I'll put that up even still. You might be thinking that you can't get started because you don't have confidence. And this has come up a lot, obviously, in there. Well, here's why that's a mistake to hold you back from your career, because everybody has to start somewhere. No matter how much confidence you have now or confidence you don't have, when you start with this training, you will gain confidence. So there's no problem about lack of confidence. That's who we really believe in. And when you sign up, you're going to get those 24 modules from Mr. Barry and other trainers. And because you are on this webinar and have responded so positively to the invitation to be an official with TCEO, you're going to be the first to have these, and you will have access to these as live training sessions. Future participants will get them, get this training as recorded, but you will be able to get there. And now when you look at that, we've priced this around, when we think about this as the value of this would be $370, $5 US dollars plus at least. But that's that much. Now, now one of the best things is that we also have all of those bonuses that I referred to before. And the first bonus, I think, that is really, really important and very, very useful will be this is an access to spoken English program. And what you will do is join a group of your peers led by a fluent English speaker. And this will allow you to improve your spoken English in a safe and accepting environment. It means that much of the rest of the course will be easier to understand, because a lot of the conversation will be about careers and the things that we discuss on the course. So this is going to actually help you to learn. And when we first began delivering training in Bangladesh, we realized that many of the participants couldn't understand spoken English well enough because they'd never really spoken it much. They could read and write okay, but not speak. It was embarrassing and hard to do. Now, what we developed at that time was a way of teaching English in a very interactive way. And that same course is what we have now we'll bring to an online format. And how much time and money? Well, this course is going to help you do the rest of the course as well, and give you confidence that you not only to do the course, but to get a job and to be able to communicate well with people outside of your home country. Now, you might think that you have to travel abroad to study English and to go to an English-speaking country to do that, but that's not true. This way of learning the language is new and it works. I have a colleague here in New Zealand who went to Spain to learn Spanish, and he lived there for 2 years, but had to come home with COVID when COVID hit. And but he can't visit Spain. So he has set up a speaking group, just like the ones we're going to have. And he said that it's the best way to learn with others who are not native speakers, but who can have conversations, make mistakes, and encourage one another to keep trying. And that's the best way to improve. And so that's the English language course. And we're kind of pricing this out at $69 US dollars. It really should be about $69 per session. But we've got a number of sessions. I forget, is it 20 sessions, Ahmed, that we're going to have for the language?
24.
Look at that. And you'll be in a relatively small group. You'll meet regularly and be able to have these conversations and really practice speaking English. Now, when you invest in it, you're going to get a huge number of training courses. This is the next thing that we have access for you. We're not just doing those 24 that Ahmed is doing in the English language, but we have sourced a fantastic lot of really high quality courses, and we're going to lump these bonuses in together today just to because it's such a huge bonus. Now, when we set up the program, we wanted to deliver many topics, and I was at a loss to find how could we develop all these programs. And then we came across these ones that we're offering, that they're really good quality. We've done the work of finding them and accessing them and actually paying for them. And now you can access them. It's all part of the one course. But this is one of the big bonuses of the TCEO course. And this bonus is going to make it easier and faster for you to access the training. When you complete your first 7 days, you'll see some of those courses on the first 7 days. You will have a whole lot more of those courses to choose from. On top of that, you will have access to all the courses, the videos, and other resources for life. And we're going to keep those in a vault, and you will be able to access this. So you don't have to do everything in your first year or your first semester. How good would that be? So you might think we can't possibly make all these good courses ourselves. Well, if we did, they wouldn't be such good quality. We have accessed these really good quality courses that we can now offer you. And now this is a lifetime access to all of the over 140 different corporate training courses that you can access that over time. Now, and that's a big price. You know, that's $6,600 worth of that plus, really. But let me talk about something else. When you sign up for the TCO program, you're going to get several other bonuses that we've put together as part of this offering. Probably the most important one is coaching and teaching about how to write a very good CV. Now, the course will be offered by Mr. Burry and others, and there are also specific topics, not only helping you with CVs, but I'll put them together here, mentoring sessions and sessions on entrepreneurship. Some of you might want to be an entrepreneur. We've got some sessions for you. And not everybody will want to be that, but we've also got some other coaching and mentoring sessions on how to work in the corporate world. Now, I've set up several businesses over my lifetime, and no one at the beginning taught me how to be an entrepreneur until I'd already done several years and made many mistakes, some of them quite costly. When I did start learning about how to run a business properly, I realized that I'd wasted a lot of time and money trying to do it for myself. So this part of the course will make it easier for you, and you will have sessions run by successful entrepreneurs who will give you the kind of advice that will speed your success. So you might think that you've nothing to put in your CV, that it would just be the same as everyone else's. Well, the kind of training you will get in this course will help you to stand out. Plus, you can learn about being an entrepreneur, how to succeed in the corporate world by this other training that we give. And so for this training, we priced that at $704 US by the time we put all these together. But we're still not finished. There's more bonuses. And when you sign up for the TCO program, not only will you get the modules taught by Mr. Buddy, you'll get the spoken English language course, you'll get the lifetime access to over 140 topics. You'll get CV writing, but you will also get, when you you'll get 3 top quality programs from New Zealand. Now, there's the tough program that I have developed myself, and I've won awards with this program. In this, you learn how to deal with emotions in your life, at work and at home. There's the POP program, which helps you to uncover your passion, personality, and purpose. That's run by Palis Hobe-Kupa. And there's also the third one is Ignite Your Leadership that Kathy Shepherd has got. She's got international speakers and put them all together, and this will help you develop yourself as a leader. And you know how we said that you're a leader and an influencer? These bonuses come into play when you've completed the 24 modules, and for each 3 people that you refer to the program and who sign up, you will get access to one of these programs. So first of all, you won't need to find these courses online on the internet. We're going to give them to you. And what's more, you won't have to pay for them. These are actually pricey courses that we charge a lot for them here. But because Kathy and Palis and myself are really involved with WSDA, and we love visiting you in Bangladesh and in other countries, we want to be able to give you those. So this bonus is going to make it easier and faster for you to develop your emotional intelligence and your personal purpose in life. You might wonder if programs like this from another country can offer anything in Bangladesh. Well, I wondered that too until I visited Bangladesh and started doing this training. And these courses are very well received by senior executives, vice chancellors, and new recruits and students as well. And there are top executive trainers in Sri Lanka, India, and Malaysia who right now are looking at implementing this training for their countries. But we can offer it to you at no cost, no extra cost. It's a bonus for being part of the TCEO program. And so let's have a look at that. Here is the value of that. When I added those 3 different courses together, it came to 1,167. That's what we charge people in public. And so this is kind of poof. Now there's an even more interesting bonus, and that is where you can gain so much experience that will be very positive on your CV, plus what it means for your learning. And this is where you can earn money through your employment as first of all as an apprentice, then as an online sales marketing executive for WSDA. And you can apply to be a life skills tutor. You can also do life skills tutoring once you have completed many of our courses. One of the hardest things when you apply for jobs is to show that you have experience. And most students don't have the opportunity to gain experience in sales and marketing. They can't show that they've met targets and are motivated. These bonus options give you the chance to show that you have the experience and have been successful. And this is how you can fast track yourself into good jobs. You'll be part of our team, and no matter where you are, you can do this. Because you might think that you can't get this experience because you're stuck at home, or you're a woman, or your parents won't let you out, or you live in the wrong part of the country, or the wrong country for that matter. Being online marketer means you can do this training, you can do this work from anywhere. And so when you think about this, the value of this is $985. So together with the TCEO 24 modules, the spoken English language, the lifetime of 140 topics, the CV writing and the mentoring, and the big bonuses from New Zealand, you will also get the opportunity to be part of this. So let me show you what you're going to get. And here are all of those things together. The other thing that we get, is that special pricing. This is another bonus, the special pricing on WSDA events that are held in your country. You'll get 35% off any of that cost. Plus, for the high achievers, those who want to do this, Mr. Burry, he assured me that he would really like to reward people for their hard work. And I say, yep, you do that. Now, the total value of all of those things, mostly is priceless, but would be $999. And $9,900. But and so what if all that you got from this was worth that? What if you really could get a brilliant career for that price? I mean, we're not going to charge that. I know it's a huge amount of money. There are people that pay for that, mind you. They get their corporate training. They pay this kind of money. Usually get their corporate their business to pay, but we're not going to charge that. But wait, if you did, though, would it be worth it? And if all you did was build your self-confidence and gave you the idea that you could keep learning these highly personal, emotional skills, would that $9,000 be worth paying? And if you could overcome all those other external things, would that be worth paying? Well, I've had two choices with this. I could either go cheap as possible and sell as many
John.
Yes.
Yeah. Just before go to the next bit of the challenges price, can you go back to the old price, 9,900? Yeah. The reason actually we work together because the thing is, like, I have 25 years of work experience, and working closely with John has been like, now we are actually building up the things we are very much focused that how could we help the young generation, because it's not about just in one particular country, in the world, global world. And you see that suddenly the COVID situation arrives and we all are challenged with the employment, skill developments, earning opportunity, everything. So we thought how we can actually benefit all of you people, that you are like, I know that you have the hunger. You have the hunger that I want to change myself. I want to develop myself. I want to be someone like I really want to change everything, and I want to be a good person, like, so that I can be the part of the society. I can work in the society with dignity and everything. So this is what actually I feel, that I travel so many countries in Asia, and I can see that the hunger. But the only big challenge I found in my 25 years of the experience, or more than 25 years of experience, I see that there is no holistic approach how we can actually go, and what are the ways you can actually develop, and the same time you have developed your skill set, you grow yourself, and then the opportunity to work to gain experience, and also to earn some support, like some pocket money or something, so that you can show that yes, the progress is actually happening, the transformation is actually happening. So we have developed this plan, like how we can give you the vision to become a great leader, not just an ordinary. We don't want just you be an ordinary. There is so many people, they will not take this program. They always think the mindset that I'm poor, maybe I'll get money, then I'll do this program. But for you all, this is an opportunity for you all, because if, as I say, that you can take this action and you learn the skills, and when you learn the skill, you get the bonus, and also you will be able to work directly with WSDA New Zealand. I think that's the best thing. No one can change, even think that you are in Bangladesh, or you are in Nepal, or Sri Lanka, or Africa, or some other countries. You can stay at your home and you can work with WSDA New Zealand. Nobody think that this could be happen, but we are actually thinking how we can actually give you back, how we can help you, so that you can actually earn something, and you can also develop your skill set and grow higher position, or get some good job. And so, and in Asian context, many women cannot go out for work. The family wants them to remain at home, look after the kids, look after the family things. That's also okay, but at the same time they can also spend some time, they can work from home, and they can actually contribute. And even if you have a first job, you can have the second job. It's just like another secondary option. We always say, if you want to become financially independent, you can do something else, so that you can actually have secondary income sources. So this is the way John, I, and so many other trainers, you have seen that we have designed, and we thought like how we can contribute back to the community, contribute to you, so that you can take action, and you can come forward to grab this opportunity and change your life. So thank you, John.
Thank you. So here's what we think. I was looking at that price, And in Bangladesh, it seems a huge number. But sometimes I've been on a workshop, and just one workshop for, say, 3 days would have cost me $9,000. So
Yeah.
these prices are, they might sound outlandish, but they are not. But anyway, because what Ahmed's saying, we want to make this much more accessible, even on our own website. And what these things, we look at that and go, oh yes, well the value, on our website, if anybody just came to it, we would charge them $3,799. But we know that price is too high for you, because you're starting out in your career, that's ridiculous. So we really want to make it available. So what we're doing, we've chopped it down there. We've chopped it even further. I mean, this is a ridiculous price, but we've stopped right down from $9,900 to $99, and this is kind of like our standard price. But because you are a member of IYS, and at the beginning of this whole process, and you're involved with WSDA as an official, some of you, we're going to give you a very even better offer than this. And we've got this crazy offer that we want to, it'll only last for a short time, so you'll want to get in quick. And here it is. Look at that for an offer. $49 will get you all of those things. That'll get you the full TCO 24 modules, the spoken English language course, the lifetime access of 140, the CV writing, and the mentoring and entrepreneur and special things. Those 3 big bonuses from New Zealand, the chance to be part of a whole apprentice program or executive trainee executive, as well as that discount on all our things. And for the high achievers, you get all those rewards. So that's the price that we're offering. This price will also, why we're offering it like this is because this is the beginning, and we want to make it easy for you to influence other people to be able to say, come and look at this program. We can get a very special price right at the moment. This is going to help you become an influencer and learn how to do that. So when you think about that price, we've got 2 choices. You've got 2 choices. You can do nothing, in which case that's fine. It's no skin off my nose, as we say. If you do nothing, you get nothing. Or you can enroll and build your career. You can do that now. You can act now. And so we know that when you sign up, you'll get 7 days, and you'll get to trial some of those courses. And then after the 7 days, you get access to all the courses that we've got, and you will get also over the coming months, there'll be a lot of live presentation, live sessions that you can join. So the real question is it worth it for you? And will you do this? Most training programs have embraced an academic model. As Daniel Goleman says, this is a mistake. What we offer is practical, and what we need is an entirely new way, and that's what we have got, a new way to help you build your emotional intelligence. So here's the thing: act now. Don't wait. If you do nothing, you get nothing. But if you've got the money, enroll now. Go to our website, wasda.nz. In fact, maybe Ahmed, you might need to put that link up there. If you've got the money, enroll now. You can pay by Bcash, you can pay by credit card. And if you don't have the money right now, go and talk with your parents and work out a way that you can get this, because it's worth it for you to do. So that's how I would like to finish the session. There may be some questions that I've got time to answer, but what I do really strongly encourage you to do is act now. If you do nothing, you get nothing. Otherwise, you act. So that all that I've got to say. Ahmed, you might add some more, or are there some particular questions?
I just like to say to everyone that if this opportunity is only for the official member or the registered member of IYS. We have so many volunteer members. They are good. Thank you so much for being with us. But from now on, we actually only give this opportunity to our registered officials member. That's mean you have the membership card and also the official membership certificate. So you have to grab this. If you want to grab this opportunity, you must become our official member. That's so that we can track you down. We can give you the discount. Is you need the discount code, or already we might share with you the discount code. And this is only. And the second thing, you get the opportunity if you attend our third International Youth Summit online. If you attend our third International Youth Summit online, so many of you have attended, only those participants can get this opportunity, because we already give you $50 bonus so that you can have that discount on the $99 will be like you can discount with $50 and you can get this $49. So this is the option you have, so you must not delay. And if you have any question, quickly, we can have a few more minutes. We can be here. If you have any question you want to have, or any doubt, self-talk, self-belief, or any objection you have, can you just share, or we can wrap up this session. Sadia, would you like to add something?
Yes, yes, sir. There are lots of questions for John. The first question comes from Radia. How can I feel myself energized when I'm feeling down?
Very important
John.
question, isn't it, really? Because it's hard when you feel down, and how do you get energy? There are a couple of very simple things. Well, actually, there's a lot of things, and we do teach this, but I can give it to you now. One is to just move your body. Put some music on, dance, even though you don't feel like it. So move your body around and dance as if nobody is watching. And so that's the one thing. Second thing is every day, think when you wake up, what are 3 things that you are grateful for, that you can say thank you for? And even if you can't believe that there is anything that you're thankful for, as you start looking to see what you can say, I'm thankful that I've got this in my life and that, this will help change your way of thinking. And the third thing that I would say is to reach out to people that you know and talk to them. Even if just talking about anything, you don't have to talk about all of your, the terrible things going on. Just talk about what's happening. So make contact with other people. Those would be the 3 things.
Exactly.
Thank you so much. Another question from Miraz Almaz. Yes. How can I feel that, yes, there are some lackings, and how can I start changing myself?
Well, great to ask the question. So you're obviously, you have already started just by the very fact that you're asking that question. So that's a great place to start. And what I would say is take action so that you can enroll in this program. And then you're going to have a lot of really good things over time. Won't it all happen just in the first week? But make a commitment, and that $49 US that you would pay would be really a good commitment, where you say, whoa, I've paid that money. I am going to make sure that I use it well. Thank you.
Can I supplement?
Thank you
Can I
so much.
supplement one
Yes,
thing? Can I supplement with one thing?
please.
The idea
Please.
is like so many of us complete the university without being involved with any university club or anything. That you can actually present to your CV that you have been involved with the co-curricular activities or extracurricular activities. But the good thing is, even though if you miss that opportunity, you don't have you have done, because you cannot go back and enroll yourself again to the graduation and do the same thing. So what best thing that you can actually start TCO program, and this is a lifelong program. This is not just like a one-off program. You can join, and it's a club, it's a network, it's a platform where you can, so you can actually graduate, you can show in your CV that you've been involved with the TCO program. It's a holistic approach for the transformation of your career, so that actually, the thing is like your CV, your qualification should be different than others. And the way, if you join this thing, there's millions of people are there, so maybe only thousands or maybe few 100,000 people will join this program, and they will be they are the change maker. So take this opportunity and join and write down that you are now doing the TCO program, tomorrow's CO program, and that actually the that will create the attention of your employer, that, oh, this guy is very much focused. And another thing I would like to say to everyone, for myself, like when I was in the university, so many people, like my friends, also said, don't do this, don't do that, spend time here, play, but I focus myself, no, I need to spend my time, quality time, and develop my skills. And I share my story to many times. So the thing is, like, I avoid those people and I focus on my development, because this is the best thing. Like, I have spent my time there, and within the 4 years I have gained so many skills that I just, when I joined the organization, within 6 months, within 9 months, I was promoted to that, because they have seen that I can take the decision, I can solve the problem, I can lead the team. So these are a very important skill set when you went to the corporate or job market. It is very important. So thank you, Sadia. Is there anything?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I would like to share something which I have learned and I have been practicing in this diary. See, as I have already showed your my office diary, which was my to-do list. I'm sharing something. I've started doing this, and yesterday I also did some writing on this. Maybe you cannot see. The first thing is that happy because. So
Ah,
three reasons for my
yeah.
happiness. And the second thing is learning of the day, what I am learning. Three things again. And the third thing is necessary changes, what changes are important for me every day. So I am doing these things every day, and I have learned this from TCO program. So this is just a very short learning I am sharing with you. There are lots of things you can learn, and obviously I have learned this TCO from being with WASDA and from all the high training programs. So I welcome you, as I have already shared that the transformation in me I can see. I want to see in you, all of you. And this is not the 990 US dollar. This is only 99 and comes with the $50 voucher you have already got from the third international youth summit closing, that $50 voucher. So you will get to get the training in only $49. So grab your opportunity, be the successful person you want to be. Thank you very much, John. Thank you very much,
Thank
Ahmed,
you.
and everyone. Thank you very much for joining this
Thank you.
session. And if you have forgotten to share in your timeline, don't forget to do this right now. Do it, save in your timeline so that you can watch it every time and also share with your friends and family. Happy day, happy learning, happy morning. Yes, this is a successful day we have started today.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. See you again in the next session.
Friday night.